14,000 BC. The first students came to the Japanese valley, but they were different from the farmer and the first Samaritan. 300 BC. From Asia to the Valley of Japan, many turned to it, sharing the culture and traditions of the time with the Yiya people and the new minority. New minority just dropped? 238. Ha 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 ha. I think the translation is finally broken. 461. Sri Lankan news follows every day before reports are released by journalists and journalists. 500. With the beginning of the Iron Year in Japan, the metal spread to rocks. This is badass. 527. In the wake of the rebellion in Ireland, the Yamato family began to take root in the Kyushu country, Kyushu district. 562. The last state of Gaia was destroyed in the name of Japan, outside Japan. 587. The religious wars, sucker, ended with the victory of the Khan family over their old friends. Sad. 603. List of Sri Lanka's top 12 players. 630. Tang was the first Japan to travel to China. Okay. 645. The Asuka era ended when ISIS destroyed the power of the Soha and Nagasaki families. 646. Jehovah's Day begins with the Thai Revolution. 660. The Japanese, led by my father and Hirobu, killed people at Mishima, and the Japanese did not return to Hokkaido for more than 700 years. 668. The Ministry of Foreign Relations has been approved by the Ministry of Foreign Relations. I'm sure they had no bias there. 689. The Code Asuka Kiyomihara Code, good name, included a report on public registrations and public explosions. 694. The capital of England has moved to Fugivagogi. Good name. I love the events I just like. Oh. 724. The Lion King, who went down the throne. The construction of Taka's royal palace next to the city of Sandy today. 740. Yuki's anger is angry. 745. It is a form of taxation. 749. Please do it. This Wikipedia was sponsored by the IRS. 745. The virus comes from China. 763. Unidentified tuberculosis spread from IKEA Island. 790. If a person is in their 30s, they are in their 30s and are in their 30s. Are they wrong? Okay. Are they wrong? No. 806. This is the 100-year-old. This man. This man right here. 814. The Ebola outbreak killed half of Japan's population. 839. Tang was the first envoy to be sent to China. Some delegates were later dissolved. 894. Michima Sugawara calls on China to stop sending embassies. Please, stop. We've had enough. 949. He supervised the construction of the temple with a group of 56 Tidai hydrangeas. 1019. Don't be fooled by the North. Don't be fooled by them. 1156. 1180. When I moved to the capital of the Imperial Palace in Fukuhara. That's it. That's all he said. 1274. Japan's response to the pony fight. The famous pony fight of 1274. We don't talk about it anymore, for good reason. 1350. Sea locusts are weakening sea lions in Japan, where gun robbers are spreading throughout Japan. Those goddamn gun robbers. Goddamn. 1368. There is no regional identity. Sorry. 1443. Japan is a signatory, and the fight against pirates is no longer Japanese. Sorry. 1459. Glad to know God, I tell you. I'm telling you. 1488, the Kaka Rebellion destroyed Mashika Tokashi and established an administrative system called Dangerous IKEA in the Ishikawa division. 1570, Oda Nobunaga, good name, opened a 10-year war with Ishima Hongunji by threatening Sengoku and the IKEA countries. I'm going to blow up the IKEA countries, sometimes referred to as Scandinavia. 1582, Hong Kong. Captain Aki Mishoid betrayed Norbanga, forcing him to make a mess. You're making a mess! I don't even know what's going on in 1587. I don't want to address it. That's a bit stereotypical. Togawi's Sushi Army. 1635. This independent foreign policy prevented Japan from being forced to leave Japan, and its influence on Catholic deaths was severely punished economically. And there were also strict rules regarding foreign e-commerce. This prevented Europeans from entering the country because of pain. 1642, Connor Great Famine was caused by climate change as the government waited for a temporary capital surplus, volcanic eruptions, and a state of emergency. Who is this man who could do all this? 1680, Tokugawa's older brother died successfully. 1712, Jorinda Svedlander Candy Cane Crepipedia. 720, it is easy to start learning Dutch with English language restrictions. 1732, sea hunger, famine in the Middle East. 1842, the EU's relations with Tampa strengthened its relations with European countries. 1846, at the age of 45, King Nikia died and became Emperor of Cambrian. 1853, Matthew Ramachandran, who did not order the building to respond to a letter sent by Prime Minister Millard Fillmore to the Governor of Japan, Barry from the coast of Japan, also via Paris. 1845, Matthew Barry returned to Japan with 8 black ships, and Carr eventually understood the agreement to accept President Fillmore's demand. 1867, the Emperor Jammy died at the age of 35, which is usually the end of Aldi's era, and was probably inspired by past news. It's over Aldi Bros, now it's all about IKEA. 1871, let's abolish the Hanoi system, not the national system. 1873, 2013, President Obama rejects South Korea's threats. What? What is going on? 1894, the first Japan-Japan War began. 1895, Japan won World War I because of the Simonovsky Pact. It was the first major battle between the J Army. Nice, it's like a group. And the first time the East African country had moved from China to Japan. South Korea is a big country. 1905, war between Russia and Japan. Japan won the war with Russia, gave Portsmouth signs, and as the Russian war ended, Japan was divided into the first Asian country to hand over parts of its resources and lands. This isn't a very good victory. Human rights activists began to oppose the killing of malaria that changed global standards, making Japan the first country in the Asian region. Well done. 1926, The Secret of the Hand. 1927, There Will Be a Lot of Fun. 1930, Home is an attack on a house in Taiwan. Just one of them. 1936, there was no incident on February 26th. There wasn't. Don't you think about it. 1940, French means French. 1955, at this time, it was the Republicans who moved Japan. They just pushing it. 1960, Anbo's massive protest against the US-Japan security revolution were violent in Japan's first broadcast. This forced Prime Minister Nobutsumi Kishi to resign and overthrow President Dwight D. Kishi U.S. Eisenhower. 1969, Vietnam War and US barracks on mainland. Japan temporarily ended with the establishment of the University of Tokyo. 1983, the North American online gaming market ended in failure, forcing developer Con Group to take a position in the United States as the world's largest video game market. This used to be like in the future in this timeline, because they had the EU and now they got online. Didn't they have e-commerce like hundreds of years ago? 1989, Emperor Hirohito died at age 87. Japan's longest reigning emperor was assassinated by Akihito, the world empire that killed him, becoming the Great Empire of Japan, marking the beginning of the primitive era. You know Akihito's his son? Nice. 2014, Mr. Shinzo Abe, the Vice President of Japan, became president. And then in 2016, Mr. Shinzo Abe, Japan's Vice President, wins the Vice President election. He's going for all the elections. Good for him. 2018, Japan sent its first naval base, high-speed submarines after World War II, and the rebels trained Japanese ships to attack and intercept slaves on the battlefield.